Video update number 2 for Open Door Flying's 1959 Piper Super Cub restoration project. I just started doing the video update, so we're really catching the tail end of the project here, but it's a great way to see all that's going on as I get close to having this thing done. One thing I thought I'd show you is a good view here of the paint on the wingtip, which was done a couple months ago. I thought it might look nice with the red leading edge, but then having this vanishing line going around the wingtip. It's got a really cool 1930s look. Real happy with the way that turned out. I've been working on a variety of things in the last week. One of them was just today working on the ailerons. They're still unpainted, but I went ahead and mounted them, and I've been working on all the rigging. And today I have the ailerons completely run with cables, and they're functioning. So that's great news. Really happy with the way all that turned out. I've got one cable. I made new cables for everything except for one of the aileron cables, and the reason was I was going to wait and see if I needed to make any kind of an adjustment. So the one on the far side on the top over there is the original one, and but as it's turning out, it's telling me that I'm going to be in good shape if I just go ahead and make that cable the same length as it was. It's going to work out just great. So anyway, ailerons are working good. We'll show you that in the cockpit here in a minute. Again, this is a flat top, so it's a A model Super Cub. It's got the flat top fuselage here and the hopper door area, which I still have that to put in. But I did get some painting done here in the last several days. Here's the spinner, the back plate, the lower cowl. Those have been painted. And I had replaced this component here, which is the cover that goes around the cylindrical air filter. I've got a new one of those riveted in before paint, of course. Looking up here, I got, I don't think I mentioned in the other one that I have this breather line that I put in, a new one. And so I've got myself a little air oil separator down here. I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Lightning, which is Walmart's Mountain Dew knockoff. And so I thought this can actually would work out pretty well. We'll see if that works in the long run, but a good way to keep the oil splatter from the breather line winding up going down the belly of the airplane. And it's easily removable to be drained if need be, and easy to put back in place, and wouldn't go anywhere once the cowling's on. But anyway, we'll see if that seems like a good idea as I get a little further along. In the cockpit here, I got the seat belt mounted up front, which that's no big deal. But this was a lot of work here. I got the sticks front and rear in place, but the bigger part of that is the push-to-talk switches here, with the wiring running down through the stick. And I have a quick disconnect that's up inside here. Also, I just used a single conductor wire that's shielded and used the shield for the second conductor. So it's a real skinny wire down there, shouldn't be in the way, should work out really well. Plus another thing I did that I think is kind of interesting, I did a lot of thinking about and studying online about where to put the push-to-talk. And there's a lot of different places. Some people put it over around the throttle area, or there's just all kinds of different areas where people have tried it, but the stick does seem to be the most logical place for it. But then where to put it on the stick, and I know a lot of people put them right in the middle, some of them even over on the left side, because in theory, as your hand wraps around the stick, you might think that you'd be over here on the left side, maybe to use your little finger if you mount it down low. But I did some checking and realized that if I was when I fly, I have a much more relaxed grip on the stick, which means that your hand is actually much more around like this, and your little finger is really over on the right side of centerline on the stick. So I've got them mounted here slightly off to the right of centerline, and I think from everything I've been doing, sitting in the seat here and acting like I'm flying, seems like it's going to be just the right spot for that. So we'll see how that works in the long run. But got switches front and rear, and they function, so that's great. Good news there. Let's see. Oh, I got the, this was a pretty big project actually. I mounted the tie-down rings, the original Piper style tie-down rings, and I hadn't put those on when I put the struts on initially. And I found out those are a real challenge to put in place. And but anyway, figured out a way to do it and got them in. And then of course these pulleys and such with the cables. I've got trim pieces to put, of course, over the holes. But, oh yeah, I was going to show you up in here. I worked real hard when I did the cleaning and repainting of the torque tube down here on the pillow blocks there, trying to make sure that things were shimmed really, really well so that we didn't have any slop or drag. So anyway, ailerons are extremely light, very quiet, and this is just the initial rig, so I'm really happy with the way things have come together with the ailerons, so that's good news. Also, excuse me, the boot cowl. I got these three pieces of the boot cowl repainted a couple days ago, so they're ready to go back on the airplane, so that'll be good. They're sitting on a piece of the old original cotton fabric from the wing that I used to help figure out where exactly the holes for the cables go. Also, you can see the old original cotton fabric from the side of the fuselage. There's the original baggage door size, which was quite small. And again, the new door, much larger than that. So anyway, definitely making progress. Still got a lot of things to do, but that's your video update for this week. Thanks for watching.